afternoon. My name is Precious Mike, and I am bringing you feedback concerning the march. Remember, we're supposed to have a march tomorrow to the Department of Health requesting that they give parents the right to consent when their children want to have an abortion. So you know that the law says that a child can give consent to an abortion from the age of 12 years old. That is still a baby, very much a baby that doesn't know much about life and the consequences that are happening. So directed by the Holy Spirit, everything that we do and an assignment that we do it under the directive of God and the leading of the Holy Spirit. Amen. We do not just do our own thing.
Yes.
So we were led today, myself and Priscilla, to take the memorandum directly to the office of the minister in Pretoria.
Yeah.
So we handed it over today, and your petitions, and I would like to thank you. Thank you so much.
Everyone who
for
signed
your
the petition.
Yeah, it means a lot. Every signature means a lot, and God, that means to us, it says, and even to God, it says that you care about His way of doing things, and you care about human beings, and you care about people. So it will never go uncounted with Him. He has seen your signature, and He is happy.
Yes.
He approves, and may He bless you greatly for that.
Amen.
So the reason why we had to do this, sometimes the things of God only God knows tomorrow. So we would have loved to match with you guys, but He knows why He did things the way
He did. Yes.
Aisha City, so it was too many, so we cannot do our own things.
Yes.
We've got to be led by Him. So He knows why. He knows what He has prepared. He knows what the future plans are, but we'll keep you posted. How did you feel about it before I go any further?
Okay. The things of God can be intimidating, can be frightening, but what we do, we do things moved by the Holy Spirit, and we know that we are backed by God. Going to Pretoria was I was feeling some sort of way, but it was a mandate that we had to fulfill. It was an assignment that we had to do. Obedience is better than sacrifice. And us being the two of us, we don't know what we're going to be faced with when we get there. A little bit of this and that. But I'm happy that we did what we did, that we followed what God has said. And then we'll take it from there. We'll see what's going to happen. Yeah. Because this is the future of our children. The devil hates our children. The devil wants to kill our children, to destroy and manipulate their destinies while they are still young. This generation that is coming is the generation of God. It's a generation of them that will and are seeking God. The generation that will not be intimidated, the generation that will not be silenced. And the enemy knows the army that is coming. He knows that, so he wants to destroy them now, at the age of 10, at the age of 9, 12. So who does that? Who approves policies for children as young as 12 years old to have an abortion
without the parents' consent?
It is first of all, even adults. I know adults who have done that. It's very traumatic and it's emotionally disturbing and draining. So what about a 12-year-old who does not have a support of the parent? How will they deal with the ordeal of this whole thing? So it was very important that we do this. Whether it's the two of us, it was quite amazing.
Next time, all of you will be included.
We want to include every one of you. We want you to come next time. It's just that somehow the
Holy Spirit, God knows what's going to happen in the next second, in the next 5 minutes.
And we knows what your support, because these are our children. This is the future of our children. We cannot. Sometimes people, they support us. They support not even us. They support this kind of mission, this kind of mandates where we want to stop bad things to happen to our children in their minds, in their hearts, but they don't support the petition. I would like people to still continue to do the petition. It's still there. If you need a link, I'll put it down there when we are done. Continue to do the petition. Don't only support with your mind and your heart. It doesn't matter, even if you have done an abortion before and you're speaking against it now, you know what it can do to a human being. Please support us.
And God forgives you.
And God forgives, you know.
There's no need for you to condemn yourself.
To condemn yourself and live in guilt.
Yeah.
So let's just continue and support this thing. It's from God. It's backed up by God, and we will not be silenced.
So the purpose of this is that we live in a country. There are laws, and sometimes the laws that they pass, it's against the word of God.
Yeah.
And it is against the regulation of the family structure. It is there to break down the family structure. And, by pulling children away from their families, that is what the enemy is doing right now. By saying that kids, if you say a child as young as 12 years does not need their parents' consent, it means that they are independent of themselves.
Yeah.
And once they are independent of themselves, the enemy, they've got no protection. So the enemy can put in their heads whatever he wants to put. And what the system is teaching them now is that they are old enough to make their own choices. They're even old enough to change. I don't know if you've read, if you know about the CSE, where they are going to teach children that they actually don't need parents' consent in anything.
Yeah.
That they've got a right to make their own choices.
Yeah.
And it is, these laws contradict each other. Because the family law says, let me say the Children's Act says that a child under the age of 18 years is still considered a minor and is still under the supervision of their parents, right?
Yeah.
That is the Child's Protection Act. The Family Act, the Family Law Act, says that a child under the age of 18 is still a minor, and that child is not even given a place where they can decide whether they want to live with their father or their mother, because they are not matured enough to make that decision. So a child can only make that decision if they are 18 years and older. They can decide who they want to live with. And the court has the final say on that. So if the Family Court and the Children's Act can recognize that, why is the Termination of Pregnancy Act and the Health Act contradicting what the Family Act is saying? Because they say that a woman is anyone that is born female is considered a woman.
Yeah.
It's not a minor, it's a woman.
Yeah.
The Sexual Act says that if anyone has sex with a person that is under the age of 16, that is considered statutory rape. So the Health Act and the Termination of Pregnancy Act is contradicting all the other acts. The other acts have placed systems to protect kids, but because of the agenda of pushing abortion, and so that the people can continue doing abortion, they've changed it to suit the laws of abortion. So people can just go and have an abortion, and it is very dangerous because usually when a child is 12 years old, they're not mentally ready. Yes, their body physically, they can have sex, but they are not ready for that. And most of the times it is done by someone who is much older.
Yeah.
So if that act is kept like that, it contradicts the Sexual Act that says that it's statutory rape. So it goes against all the other acts that we have in our country that is protecting children, and it is doing their own thing. In other words, they're promoting sex between children as young as 12 years old. They are promoting that. The law also says that if a child who is 12 years old has sex with someone who is 2 years older, then it cannot be considered rape because they are of the same age. And that is so untrue because we know, how many cases do we have where children have actually raped children with the intent of rape? They've actually brutally raped each other. We have cases where in homes, young children rape each other. In homes, the ones that are in homes, the young ones, they rape each other. But because of the laws that they've placed there, there's nothing that can be done.
Yeah.
So they will just disregard it, like it's same age group, so it's nothing.
There's nothing.
And the trauma that is upon the girl child, it is destroying them mentally, physically, and spiritually. It destroys them. And if they've got no one protecting them, which means that the police cannot be called to come in and assess the situation and do something, because the law protects the other party, and including the one that has committed the rape. If someone from the age of 13 years would know how to rape, sometimes a 12-year-old can rape a 6-year-old. They can rape a 6-year-old. And there's nothing that the law will do, because the law protects them, because they are still children. And it is wrong.
And it is also contradicting, so because contradicting. It's their children, they can rape, but also they can do an abortion at the age of 12
without the
parents' consent. The agenda is very wicked. The agenda is to kill our children.
Yeah, it's to separate children and parents.
Yeah.
So if the enemy can separate the children, and he raises them, you can imagine what type of adults they will become.
Then if someone cannot raise children.
Yes, if someone is not under any authority, they become very rebellious. So we'll have children that are rebellious. We've seen it already.
We'll have children that are rapists.
Yeah.
We'll have children that are prostitutes. We'll have children that listens to no one. That listens to no one. And it's already happening. We've seen videos already of children that are unruly at school between teachers and all that. That is small to compare to what this agenda
of the enemy
will do to our children.
So it opens up a lot. We need to protect our children.
Yeah.
And this thing of Christians should not get involved in policy, in politics, and whatever the policies of the nation. That is a lie from the devil. So that we can keep quiet and we are muted. And also he can go ahead and plant whatever.
So that we do not know what's happening. Because if you do not know what is happening in politics, if you lack knowledge, then you are blind to such things. You don't know that there are policies that have been changed to suit their agenda to kill our children.
Yeah.
Most people, we started this thing, the CSE thing. We started with petitions long ago. We sent petitions, but people didn't know about it. Why? Because people are not involved. Only now people are being aware, are getting, the whole information about CSE. Same with this particular one of wanting our kids to do abortion, taking the parents' right from us, not to, so that we don't support our children when they are going through stuff. People don't know about it,
and they grow up to be mentally and emotionally scarred adults.
And then we wonder how to heal. How can this child be healed? You wonder why this child is behaving like this in marriage, only to find that the child was raped, the child had an abortion, the child had a difficulty in growing up. They become grumpy wives, and they don't trust men, they don't trust anyone, and then you wonder what has happened, only to find that the root, the foundation was destroyed, was tampered with by the enemy.
So that is why we need to get involved. We need to know what is happening in the country.
We need to get involved as
the
parents.
Policies, of our country. We need to know these things, because if we do not know, then we cannot change anything. So the government will continue. We've got a right. If we were not supposed to get involved in politics, then we shouldn't be asked to vote.
Yeah.
We
shouldn't even vote if you're not allowed to.
We wouldn't need our signature. Yeah. Because Christians are not supposed to be involved in politics. But that is a lie. We need to take over all the 7 mountains.
Yeah.
We need to. You can only make a difference from the inside. You cannot make much difference from the outside. Sometimes you need to get in order to make a difference. Yeah. So let us support each other. If someone is doing a certain cause and God has called them for that, support them. If they've been called for politics, support them. Yeah. If they called for media support them. If they've been called for arts and culture, support them.
Yes.
If they've been called for finances, support them. The teachers, education, support them. Support them so that they go inside. We must have people on the inside that will tell us what is happening, so that we can come out and cry unto God, and God can give us strategies to go against what is happening. Amen. Right?
you know what's more concerning, that's something that I need to highlight before we close, is that it's so easy for the children. We need to sign for everything, especially at school.
Yeah.
We need to sign if they're going for a school tour. I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
That if they go for a school tour, we need
If
to
they
sign
go to
a
play
consent
against
form.
another
If they go in, if just to ride in the bus, we have to sign.
Yeah.
They need our consent. But now when the child as young as 12 is pregnant, she doesn't need our consent to do an abortion procedure.
And it's very wrong.
It is very wrong, and it's dangerous, and it's gonna damage our kids.
Yeah. It's pushing the rise of sexual abuse.
Yeah.
And rape.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, the rapists and the ones that sexual abuse, they know the law.
Yeah.
So they know what they can get away with.
Yeah.
And what they can't get away with.
Yeah.
So the law, the way it is structured, the Health Act and the Termination of Pregnancy Act, it is very dangerous for our kids. And we cannot sit around and not do anything. We've got to challenge the government on that.
Yeah.
We are citizens, we pay tax,
we voted.
Yes. We have a right to be heard.
Yes.
And when it comes to my child, now they've passed a law that children can't be spanked by parents.
Yeah.
So
what right do we have? We don't have.
No, we don't. They're taking away all the rights of the parents.
Yeah.
So we need to fight that. We need even the law even says that a child cannot have genetic testing until the age of 16, which is very diabolical. Because at the age of 16, even if you find out that the child has been abused, sometimes if they're at the age of consent most by that time. So it is protecting the plan of enemy a lot. What the UN is doing with its structures that it is placing in African countries and other countries, it is very diabolical. And we've got to fight against it.
The agenda is very wicked. And I advise you, everyone who's watching, if you want probably the copy of the policies, just so you can know what is happening in our country, what the enemy is trying to do through the government.
Let us know.
We will send. We will image. We will WhatsApp you. Will send you the copy. You need to know. It is our duty to know what they are doing to our children.
If you read the Children's Act, you can even read the Children's Act.
Actually, Google
the rights of parents is like one paragraph, right? And then the rights of children is like pages
and pages.
So the parents are
read the family acts.
Yeah.
Read all the acts, you'll see.
So the parent, you are only right to provide food and shelter.
Yeah.
The rest of the things, no. The child has got their own right to make their own decisions.
And I'm concerned that when this child did an abortion at that age, should anything go wrong with that procedure, who's gonna pay for medical bills? It comes back to the parents. So guys, we need to fight. Honestly, we cannot allow this to happen. No. As much as CS as we fight, the way we fighting CSE, it's the same enemy that wants to initiate our kids to prostitution, to whatever that it is. It's the same enemy that wants to destroy our kids with this agenda of having abortion at 12 without parental consent.
It pushes them to have sex. The more they have sex, the more teenage pregnancies, and the more children pregnancies, the more abortion. Because what they will teach the child, even at school, is that you don't need your parents' consent.
And continuous abortion is gonna damage their womb. Then we're not gonna multiply as God wants us to multiply. We're not gonna have,
And it's even bad for the nation because there is innocent blood being spilled in this land.
Oh my God.
There is innocent human blood being spilled on the land. And we all know that blood can cry out to God.
There is life in the blood.
If someone is killed without a purpose, that is like what is happening right now is genocide, because abortion is senseless killing. I know people say it's a choice, but it is a senseless killing. You cannot say because I didn't have money.
Then again, what choice do a 12-year-old have?
Some were born, even the leaders themselves were born under very hardships when apartheid was very, very rough. And black people were killed and black people were in slavery, but they were born and today they are leaders. So if not having money is a good enough reason, their parents should have aborted them. Yeah. Because they didn't have money and they were under slavery. So the agenda of the enemy that is being pushed, it is wicked. And let us please, if you say that it is not for me, God did not call me into that. But I love it. Support us by signing.
Support us by signing. If we have
We will go.
March, if you wanna come with, then your support, your presence will be highly appreciated.
We will go.
Yeah.
Because it's about time
Yeah.
that Christians have their voice. Christians are needed. The only time, when Christians speak up, you will see a leader going to a certain church and showing face just to shut us up as if we're being hurt. But then afterwards, there's no change.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to shut us up. And we cannot be happy with that. We cannot be happy with God's laws being disregarded.
Yeah.
We cannot.
We need to
God
start
is God,
talking. We need to use our voice.
Yes. That is it.
Glory be to God.
So we thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. For support. Your petitions were highly appreciated. They will make a change, a huge change.
Next year is going to be hot.
Yeah.
So
wait for 2020.
Because this thing is not ending here. When they respond,
a seed has been sown.
Yeah.
So we're gonna water it.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what they say. We'll tell you if should we have a match, which we probably have.
You will.
Definitely. We have to stop a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
All these diabolical things, they have to stop. Their evil agendas, whatever they're trying to do, it has to stop.
And it's coming against the Department of Health. We were there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Someone else is also delivery.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So people, So people are waking up.
People are waking up. People are speaking up.
We've got those fighting for Dr. Force.
Yeah, we've got
who was fired because he didn't want to perform an abortion procedure. So we back them. Let them
back them up.
So any good cause that pushes the will of God,
God's agenda,
we support them fully.
Yes.
If they call us to come out, let us go.
Yes.
And support them. So the Department of Health God is dealing with it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Any questions, any comments are welcome, even after we stopped filming. All right. Thank you so much.
Shalom.
Shalom.
And they say you cannot have